Listen to me. Life is not a fairy tale. This ain't no Instagram highlight reel. The storm is real. The chaos is real. And if you don't learn how to stand in the middle of it, it will swallow you. Let me say this loud for the people in the back. The world doesn't slow down for your emotions. Life will hit you while you're still bleeding from the last blow. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care about your feelings. It tests your foundation. This ain't about looking strong. This is about being unshakable when everything you counted on breaks. Everybody talks big when the skies are blue. But who are you when the storm hits? Who are you when life wrecks your plans? When the economy crashes, when your friends leave, when your back's against the wall and no one's clapping. That's when we see the truth. Because resilience doesn't show up when it's easy. Resilience shows up when quitting sounds like relief. Want to win in this life? You better stop waiting for peace and start preparing for war. You better stop hoping it gets easier and start getting stronger. Because the storm won't stop just because you're scared. It's coming. Stress, rejection, betrayal, failure, loneliness, pressure. It's coming whether you like it or not. So what are you gonna do? You got two choices: break down or break through. Either the chaos controls you or you control your response in the chaos. Let me be clear. I'm not telling you to be emotionless. I'm telling you to be emotionally armored. I'm not telling you to fake a smile. I'm telling you to keep moving forward even when you're crying. This ain't about pretending you're not hurt. This is about refusing to let pain dictate your future. You want mental toughness? Then stop avoiding pain. Start mastering it. The people you admire, the ones who built legacies, conquered dreams, broke records, they didn't do it because life was easy. They did it because they were built for the storm. And you're being built too. Every sleepless night, every betrayal, every no, every disappointment. It's not breaking you, it's building you. Don't waste your storm. Don't run from it. Don't numb yourself. Face it, fight it, forge yourself through it. Because listen, if you can survive the chaos, you'll be the kind of person who can thrive in anything. This is only part one of your resilience. We're just getting started. The storm is real, but so is the fighter inside you. Let's build that unbreakable mind. Let's go to war with weakness. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to the fire. Welcome to you, forged in chaos. See, people want strength and thinks it's some kind of gift. They say, he was just born tough. She's just naturally strong. Let me stop you right there. Nobody is born strong. Strength ain't in your DNA. It's in your decisions. You weren't born ready. You became ready through the struggle. Every scar built strength. Every failure built grit. Every time you got back up, that wasn't luck. That was work. See, people want resilience, but they don't want the resistance that builds it. They want the mindset of a warrior without ever stepping in the fight. But hear me, you can't build muscles without pressure. You can't build your mind without pain. Just like the body breaks down to build back stronger, your mindset has to go through fire to come out forged. You ever been broke and had to keep working? You ever lost someone and still had to show up? You ever been doubted by everybody and kept chasing the vision anyway? That's strength. That's how it's built. Not on the stage, not in the spotlight, but in silence, in tears, in private moments nobody claps for. Real strength is invisible at first. It looks like waking up when the alarm says, sleep more, showing up when nobody says, well done, training while everyone else is distracted, holding your ground when the pressure screams quit. That's how champions are built. Brick by brick, battle by battle. Everybody wants the prize, but they skip the process. You can't microwave greatness. You can't download toughness. You've got to live through something. If you haven't cried for it, if you haven't bled for it, if you haven't almost walked away from it, then you don't really want it yet. Strength is a decision. It's saying, I don't care how I feel. I'm doing it anyway. I don't care who doubts me. I'm showing up anyway. I don't care how tired I am. This dream deserves my discipline. You don't become strong just by wishing for it. You become strong by choosing it, over and over again. Let them call you crazy. Let them laugh. Let them doubt you. Because one day they'll see the version of you that refused to quit. They'll see the version that trained through tears, fought through fear, and showed up on broken legs and a burning heart. And when they ask how you did it, you'll say, I built this strength every single day. Let me tell you something that most people don't want to hear. You don't grow when it's easy. You grow when it's hard. See, we've been lied to. We've been sold this fantasy that success feels good, that growth is comfortable, that becoming great is some smooth, scenic ride to the top. But the truth? Growth feels like pain. It feels like pressure. It feels like waking up in the dark and showing up with no applause. It feels like failure whispering quit, while purpose shouts push. Growth comes when you're tired and you go anyway. It comes when you're broke and will still invest in yourself. It comes when everything says stop and you take one more step. Understand this, the easy road never made anybody legendary. You want resilience? Then don't run from hard. Run toward it. The people at the top, they didn't avoid struggle. They embraced it. They welcomed it. They knew that storms grow roots. They knew that resistance builds strength. No pressure equals no power. No struggle equals no story. No chaos equals no champion. Let me ask you, when's the last time you were uncomfortable and stayed there? When's the last time you faced fear and didn't fold? When's the last time you said, yeah, this hurts. Yeah, I'm scared, but I'm not backing down. Because that moment, not the win, not the trophy, that decision is when you grew. Stop chasing comfort. Start chasing your limits. That's where the growth lives. In the second wind, in the extra rep, in the hour nobody sees, in the quiet voice that says, try again after failure. Growth don't happen on the mountaintop. It happens in the valley. When the pain is louder than your motivation, when your vision is blurred by setbacks, when your excuses have an army, but your will refuses to surrender. That's when the new version of you is born. Not the fake version, not the highlight reel, but the version that's been through hell and still chose heaven. Let me be real with you. If it's easy, it ain't growth. If it's comfortable, it ain't change. If it's predictable, it ain't purpose. Because purpose requires pain. Progress demands pressure. And destiny calls for discipline in the storm. You don't get stronger in the sunshine. You get stronger when the clouds roll in and you decide to rise anyway. Stop begging for easy, pot. Start building through hard. Start becoming in the chaos. Because one day they'll ask, how did you get here? And you'll say, I grew when it was hardest. I changed when it hurt most. I became when others backed down. Let me break it down for you. You will never master life until you master your mind. Your mind is the battlefield. It's the war zone. And every day, every minute, you're either feeding your future or fueling your fear. Listen to me. Your thoughts, they shape your reality. Your beliefs, they build your limits. Your inner voice, it either pushes you forward or chains you to your past. Your mind is either your prison or your power. See, the enemy ain't always outside. Most of the time, it's right between your ears. That voice that says you're not good enough. That voice that says play it safe. That voice that says you can't change. Kill that voice before it kills your potential. You've been living in a mental cell built by doubt, by fear, by the opinions of people who don't even know your vision. Why are you giving them power? Why are you letting that old trauma write your new story? Let me tell you something real. Your mindset is the gatekeeper to your future. Your destiny doesn't begin when you make it. It begins the moment you take control of your mental world. Because if your thoughts stay weak, your life will too. You ever notice how the most powerful people don't always have the best circumstances, but they have the strongest mindset? Why? Because they trained it. They sharpened it. They rewrote the script. They said, I'm not my pain. I'm not my past. I'm not their opinions. I am the author now. You want to thrive in chaos? Then learn to make your mind your ally, not your enemy. Stop letting your emotions run the show. Stop living by how you feel, and start living by what you're called to. Feelings lie. Fear lies. But discipline, faith, purpose, they tell the truth. You've got to discipline your thoughts like you discipline your body. You got to confront the lie and replace it with truth. Because every time you believe I can't, you give away your future. Lock in. Rewire the narrative. Speak life, even in the storm. Feed your faith, not your fear. This isn't motivational fluff. This is survival. Because the world ain't gonna hand you peace. You've got to create it within. Your mind is your battleground. Train it. Fight for it. Own it. And when that mental prison starts whispering again, you say this, not today. I built power here. I built clarity here. I built mindset here. I'm not a prisoner. I'm a force. You say you want to be great. You say you want to lead. You say you want to leave a legacy. Then understand this. You don't find out who you are when everything is calm. You find out in the storm. It's the pressure that exposes the truth. It's the chaos that reveals the character. It's the pain that shows you who's real and who's just pretending. The storm doesn't break you. It reveals you. You don't become a warrior on the battlefield. You walk onto that battlefield. And the fire shows the world what you've already become in silence. The strong don't panic. They prepare. The strong don't fold. They focus. The strong don't quit. They rise. The weak want comfort. The strong seek the challenge. Because the challenge is where the crown is forged. Everybody loves the sunshine, but you better learn to dance in the downpour. Because real life, the kind that changes you, that builds you, it happens in the storm. It happens when the plan flows apart. It happens when people walk away. It happens when you're doubting yourself, but you keep moving forward. Look, if the storm is here, don't run. Step into it. Face it head on. Say, let's go. You're not here to drown me. You're here to develop me. Because storms don't visit the weak. They test the worthy. You've got to stop seeing adversity as the enemy. Start seeing it as the announcement that your next level is near. Let me ask you something real. When everything around you breaks, will you still stand? When the pressure mounts and no one believes in you, will you still believe? When the pain hits harder than the motivation, will you still move? That's where winners are made. That's where legacies are written. Not when it's easy, but when it's brutal, and you keep pushing anyway. You want to know who wins? The ones who get stronger in the storm. The ones who say, this storm won't bury me, it'll build me. This pressure won't crush me, it'll crown me. This pain won't break me, it'll bless me. Because once you survive the storm, once you've endured the beating, the silence, the setbacks, nobody can take that from you. Nobody can shake what's been tested in fire. They can question your dreams, but they can't question your resilience. They can doubt your goals, but they can't deny your grind. Because you didn't run from the storm, you became the storm. Let me leave you with this. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need everybody to believe in you. You need to show up when it's hard. You need to grow when it hurts. You need to rise when it storms. Because every storm has a gift, and that gift is you. The real you. The strong you. The version of you that can't be broken. You keep asking, why am I going through this? Why does it hurt so much? Why can't it be easier? But let me flip that question for you. What if pain isn't here to stop you, but to start you? What if pain is not the barrier, but the entrance to your next level? Everybody wants growth. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants transformation. But nobody wants the pain that comes with it. See, here's the truth. Pain is the place of purpose. You don't grow on the mountaintop. You grow in the valley. Point, you don't transform in comfort. You transform in the fire. You don't become elite by avoiding the pain. You become elite by embracing it. You keep thinking pain is the enemy, but pain is your trainer. It's your wake-up call. It's the alarm that says something has to change. It's the doorway, not the dead end. You want strength? You want grit? You want mental toughness? Then stop running from the very thing that builds it. Listen to me. The version of you that will dominate you future, that version will only be born through pain. You can't fake resilience. You can't shortcut grit. You can't microwave greatness. You've got to bleed for it. The gym hurts, but it builds you. The early mornings hurt, but they elevate you. The sacrifices sting, but they shape you. Pain is the cost of the crown, and you don't get to wear it if you're not willing to suffer for it. Look around. Look at the people who gave up on their dreams. You think they didn't want success? They did, but they weren't willing to endure what success demanded. They wanted the comfort, not the cost. They wanted the spotlight, but not the scars. Pain. They wanted the outcome without the process, but not you. Because if you're still here, still grinding, still listening, still pushing, it means you've decided. Pain will not break me. It will build me. Let me remind you, you are not born to be soft. You are not built for easy. You are here to do something legendary. And that means embracing the pain. Because that pain, that's the place where champions are made. That's where your character is tested. That's where your calling is refined. That's where the future version of you is being forged. So don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this pain preparing me for? Because the harder the pain, the higher the purpose. Your pain has a purpose. Your wounds have wisdom. Your scars are proof that you're still standing. And if you're still standing, you're still rising. Life don't wait for you to be ready. You don't pause for you to get it together. Chaos is coming, whether you prepared or not. But here's the truth. Chaos isn't the problem. Your response is. It's not what's happening around you. It's what's happening inside you that determines if you rise or fold. See, storms will come. Pain will hit. Uncertainty will shake everything. But resilience? Resilience is when the storm rages around you and you stay locked in. Calm in the fire. Focus in the noise. Peace when everything around you is panic. That's power. Most people crack under chaos. Most people panic, freeze, complain, or run. But not you. You learn to command yourself first. You train your mind to lead, not follow. You say, I don't care what the world throws at me. I control how I move in it. You want to know how the elite operate? They don't let circumstances dictate their energy. They don't let setbacks control their confidence. They don't let pressure break their purpose. They master their mind so they can master the moment. Chaos isn't the enemy. Chaos is the test. It's the furnace that reveals what you're really made of. When everything's falling apart, can you stay locked in? When nothing goes your way, can you still show up? When the world says quit, can you double down? Most people wait for the chaos to settle. Winners, they build inside it. While others are distracted, they're focused. While others are fearful, they're faithful. While others pause, they press forward. They know that if you can build in the middle of chaos, you can lead through anything. Let me make it plain. The storm won't stop for you. So you have to become the kind of person who walks through storms unfazed. You can't fold every time life gets hard. You can't break every time things don't go to plan. You can't panic every time it gets loud around you. You've got to anchor yourself. Anchor in vision. Anchor in purpose. Anchor in discipline. Because the world doesn't need more people who react. It needs leaders who respond. Control the chaos, own the pressure, command the moment. Because when you do, you become untouchable. Not because the world got easier, but because you got stronger. You learn to lead yourself through fire. So now you can lead others through anything. Let the world panic. Let them whine. Let them fold. But you stay ready because you weren't built in comfort. You were built in chaos. And that's exactly why you're about to rise. Let me tell you something they won't teach you in school. You were built for this. That pain, that pressure, that fire you're walking through, it's not the end of you. It's the making of you. You weren't born soft. You were created fragile. You were designed to break. You were born to endure and built to rise. See, when life hits, most people fold. But not you. You don't back down. You don't break. You bend, you bleed, but you don't break. Because in your soul, there's something deeper than motivation. There's something stronger than inspiration. It's resilience. It's the refusal to stay down. It's the fire that doesn't burn out, even when everything around you does. You want to know why you haven't quit yet? Why you're still pushing through the chaos, through the fatigue, through the darkness? Because deep down, something in you says, I'm not finished yet. I might be tired, but I'm not done. I might be hurt, but I'm still here. I might be stretched, but I will not snap. Because I was not made to give up. I was made to go up. Resilience isn't pretty. It doesn't show up with applause. It shows up in silence, when nobody's watching. It shows up in the decisions you make when you're exhausted. It shows up in the days when everything says stop, and you choose to say go. That's what greatness is. It's not hype. It's habit. It's not luck. It's grit. It's not about feeling strong. It's about choosing to stand anyway. You are built to rise. That means rise above fear, rise above excuses, rise above pain, rise above opinions, rise above doubt, rise above your past. Because your future is not tied to where you came from. It's tied to what you're becoming. And right now, in this very moment, you are becoming unstoppable. This world doesn't need more people who fake strength. It needs warriors who've been through hell and still keep climbing. It needs people like you, people who've been through chaos and came out clearer, people who've been through pain and came out with purpose, people who've been through storms and came out with fire. That's who you are. So this is your reminder. You don't need easy. You need purpose. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need a reason to keep going. And if you're listening to this, if you've made it this far, that reason is burning inside of you right now. You were born to endure. You were built to rise. And now it's time to lead. No more waiting. No more hiding. No more playing small. Step into the fire and rise. Because when the world sees you rise out of the chaos, when they watch you walk out of the storm without breaking, they'll know you were never average. You were chosen.